Hi Sagittarius, I hope you guys are doing great today. So welcome to your end of October read. I'm going to be doing career and relationship separately. I'm going to do career first, timestamp for relationship. Also in the description box below, you're going to find the link to this crazy moon energy that's going on Halloween. I did a separate video for that if you guys didn't catch it. I put the link in there if you want to just click on and check it out. That's also timestamp, so you could just go to whatever your sign is on that video as well. So I hope you guys are doing great today. I have two different Lenormand decks. So this first one I'm going to be pulling for career. Let's just get the lay of the land, having to do with Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus, career, money, anything like that having to do with that. Okay, so we have definitely a new cycle coming. We have Rider. So the Rider is about the Rider is an interesting energy because it's about inciting a new cycle, but you're not completely over the past of something yet. So we'll see. We have the Tree. Let me pull the cards and then we'll interpret them. I'm getting that for almost every sign. It's pretty interesting. We have the Owls. Very good. Oh, nice. We have the Sun. We always like those to come up in a career read. A little bit of patience. That's what the doctor ordered. Okay. Okay, children, creativity, starting something new. There's newness here. We have the Tower. Tower is a good thing in Lenormand. It's not a bad thing like in Tarot. Okay, we have the Clock. Very nice. So this element of time. Okay, we have the Park. Oh my gosh, this is kind of like a long... Oh, we have stuff going on here. Oh, but you know what? Of course we have stuff going on. Sag. You guys have wacky stuff going on in your 6th house of day-to-day work environment. So, hello. Yep. So you're going to have some boomy surprises in your work environment. All right. We have... Okay, so we're going to have to give a little extra TLC to our Sag brothers and sisters. Okay, finally. So we have... strong foundation here at the end. Oh, so moving on. You know what? You don't want to be involved in anything in work that is not really making you feel good, that's not making you make money on the outside and making you feel beautiful on the inside. You just don't want to do it. The Tree is just that. It's the as above, so below. It's recognizing that what happens out in the 3D impacts us internally. And this is the kind of thing where, you know, if you're just doing something for a paycheck, or you're doing something just to do it, just to have the work, but it's brutal to you, or you're dealing with all kinds of nasty energy, you just don't want to deal with it. But you're not being flippant, you're not being irresponsible about it. You are heeding this message that whatever it is that you're doing now, you need to do it for another minute at least. There's patience that needs to be exercised here in order for you to have this material happiness and this fabulous outcome that you're looking to have. But at the same time, what are you being patient on? You're being patient regarding your creativity. You're being patient regarding your desire to start something new. The Child can indicate in career being new at something, starting something new, and there being a creative element to it. So remember, this is the 5th house energy. The 5th house is anything that we create, right? So it's children. We create our own business, right? So it's this idea of creating, also doing something, feeling very heartfelt about something, your heart being in something. So we have this idea of the Tower, and the Tower is about getting support from a larger institution, organization. So this could certainly be maybe you getting a loan that's necessary for you to start that business, or you getting backed by somebody bigger than you getting some sort of outside support, outside help. There is this idea of time though. It's like suddenly you're you're hearing the clock tick very, very loudly. And maybe it's because you feel like you've been putting in a lot of time into something that hasn't been bringing you where it is that you want to go, but you're really ready to get out there. Sag, I see you wanting to network. We have the Park, which is all about networking, getting on social media, meeting people, rubbing elbows, making contacts, doing whatever it is that you need to do. But I do see that there is going to be some sort of conflict. We have the Birch Broom leading into the communication here. So this is like there is some sort of communication and conflict regarding how solid is something. and who deserves what. Because when we have the ruby is all about having a strong foundation, having the money that you need, feeling secure, feeling grounded. And I feel like the communication is going to be in conflict. So a couple of things are going on here at one time. I feel like whatever you're doing right now in the day-to-day work environment, there is going to be this conflict about the direction that something is going, how much you're getting paid, how safe you feel, how secure you feel, how good you feel being in that. At the same time, though, I do feel like sort of independent. You're very much focused on moving forward, right? Because we have the rider. You're still working in the present, though. Okay, but you are all set on moving towards something that's going to bring you abundance, that you're able to exercise your creativity. So I'll give you an example of the energy that I'm getting here. It's like, this reminds me of like when many years ago I owned a gym in Manhattan, in Midtown Manhattan, for 10 years. But before I owned my gym, I worked somewhere else, and I learned a lot, and it was not near where I was going to be opening my business, but I did kind of set myself up with some of my own clients. And I know, please don't judge me, all's fair, right? But it's like the people I was working for, they had no idea that for 6 months I was actually building out my own business. They had no idea that on my breaks, and in between things, I was dealing with contractors and landlord and lawyers and all this and that. And so I was setting myself up because the direction that I was going in was not going to bring me what I really ultimately wanted for myself, right? So I had to take this chance. So I kind of feel like that-ish here, where you're in something, there's discord, your ideas, if they're not actively in play just yet, that's okay, probably better because Mercury is retrograde. But you're at least getting your ducks in a row to go in a different direction. I feel like that's going to be resonating with a lot of you. Now, it doesn't have to be as drastic as opening a business, but it could certainly be setting your sights on maybe further educating yourself so that you could take advantage of a different your position, but in a different way, in a more elevated way, something like that, however it's going to resonate with you. So I do see two things going on at once. You dealing with some sort of discord on the day-to-day, but you're also setting your sights on something that's going to be moving you forward, that you resonate with a lot more. Okay, so let's see what we have. What do we want to use? Let's use the lights here. Messages for our Sagittarius friends. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. Okay, what's happening now? Knight of Wands happening now. Yep, feeling very kind of just so full of fire in your belly. You're feeling very creative. You want to just up and go, up and do. You want to just move something forward. Beautiful. What's influencing you for better or worse? We have the Empress Reverse, so there's a dependence on the situation that you're in right now. There could be some sort of issues with your ability to grow something in the moment. You might have limited resources, which going back to the Tower, like that again, that could be a bank, that could be somebody lending you money, giving you money to allow you to ultimately open up or do whatever it is that you want to do. Okay, crowning, we have the Page of Swords. So the Page of Swords is all about, first of all, Page of Swords is always bringing a little bit of truth here, right? Now, the thing is here, I do want to say, this could also have to do with gossip and people with prying eyes, or people trying to spy on what you're doing, people, some sort of conjecture going on about what they think you're up to, trying to figure out a truth of what's going on. The truth of a situation may be coming out about something, but I would just be careful, like Like going back to my situation, like if you have to make phone calls, don't make it like when you're near people or whatever. I mean, common sense, right? I mean, you guys are smart, I don't have to tell you, but it's that kind of energy of the truth coming out. Now in the recent past, yeah, okay, so we have the Page of Wands in reverse. So the Page of Wands in reverse indicates, you know, first of all, you may be dealing with a bunch of very immature people. You might be dealing with a lot of like man children or women children. So maybe there was a lot of delay in something. There was a lot of holding back. You couldn't have a meeting in the minds to push something forward for it to be successful. But not only it being very frustrating, but you feeling like you were dealing with children in the workplace. Like, I can't put it any other way. That's the best way for me to put it. And that, you want to drive a Sagittarius, a smart Sagittarius crazy, give them children in the workplace, right? Because, I mean, you guys have such a high intellect, right? You guys are the higher mind. You are the, you know, the moral codes and the moral compasses of the zodiac and all of that. You're very intelligent. So for you to deal with people who just don't get it, who just don't see your vision, is highly frustrating. Highly frustrating. So let's get a little story beneath this, the history that contributes to the situation. Yeah, we have the Two of Wands reversed. So plans falling apart, plans falling through. In your opinion, whatever you're involved in, it's just a little too small for you and you want more. You want more. And it's like what it is that you want is not able to come to fruition and what in the way that it is right now. So let's see what the near future is. The near future, we have the Tower reverse. So here, first of all, this is disaster averted. Truly good. This is good. I like this. Now, you might be a little afraid of the change, even though you guys are usually very bold and brave. It's understandable. You may be feeling rather oppressed in the situation that you have to hang out in right now, but there is definitely this idea of you being very focused on security, you being very focused on not staying in something that no longer speaks to you. But you understanding that you feel oppressed in some sort of situation. You don't like it, but the Tower reverse is better than in the upright, right? Because it's about truly something just not working out because it wasn't meant to work out, but you being able to move forward. The energy that you're going to have to deal with, though, is your own fear of change and your own fear of, for a few minutes, you may be not feeling a certain sense of security that you have grown accustomed to feeling, which is always scary when you're doing something new, right? Okay, so the Six of Swords in reverse is your attitude of perspective right now. So the Six of Swords in reverse is indicative of feeling unable in the moment to move on. There being this element of just feeling very stagnant right now, like very stuck. You know what I mean? Like a very stuck kind of energy, which I see this happening, but it's like this boom. Ooh, that might be Uranus, this truth popping up, because there's some sort of, the thing is with Uranus, well, if you guys watch the video, you'll see, but the thing is with Uranus, it could come in two different ways. It could come in as this unexpected surprise, or it could show up as an epiphany that's unexpected. You have, that's like, wow, how did I not think of this before? Or I can't keep my mouth shut anymore, I have to say something kind of thing. Do you know what I mean? So I see that happening like next weekend. Yeah, but by Sunday you're going to be like, whew, I feel so good that I got that off my chest. Okay, so the opinions of those close to you, so, you know, regarding your careers, this could be your close family and friends, you know, whoever, they are seeing the devil energy here. So the devil energy, they could see you as somebody who maybe is not completely balanced when it comes to your career. So maybe you're a workaholic, or maybe they're viewing you as being greedy or materialistic or very obsessive about something that you don't need to obsess on. This could even be your coworkers and your colleagues. This could be the people that you're working for. It's people surrounding you. And their perspective of you is that you don't have balance. You don't have balance. So you're definitely not seeing eye to eye with the people, I feel like, in your energy having to do with career. Okay, and your inner emotions. Yeah, your hermit energy is really, you're in a space where you're just feeling like you have to go it alone. This is about you going within for clarity and a quest for personal truth and spiritual illumination. You know, you just recognizing that you, whatever you're on right now, at the moment, while you feel oppressed, while you feel stuck in stagnation and all of that, you feel like it's not your rightful path. You know that. But it's just a matter of putting everything into play. This is very clear. This is very specific, but it's very, very clear. Four of Pentacles is the final outcome. Okay, listen. This is an energy of a very strong desire for long-term security. Some people might call it greedy. I don't call it greedy. I call it being smart. I call it, this is protecting yourself. You know, I mean, because if you're not going to do it, who's going to step in and do it for you? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the kind of energy that I'm feeling here, is you being in a mode of self-protection, taking care of your money, watching your money, being careful, but being very focused on security, for sure. So that is the direction that I see career going in for you, Sagittarius. Again, this is so specific. It's crazy, right? So it's either going to resonate or not. I'm sorry if it did not. For those of you it didn't, maybe we get you next time. It would be silly to think that we could hit all Sagittarians the same way each time, right? Everybody's got a different story going on in their life. Okay, so let's go on to relationship now. Whatever comes up, single, complicated, in a relationship. So many different versions of relationships, right? We can have. Let's see what we have here. And this is, by the way, this is the dreaming way, Lenormand. Okay, first thing we have coming out is the moon. Our emotions. And the moon is tipping towards the past. So feeling some sort of emotions about the past that is still eating away at you. Okay, something is very preordained here that's going on in your life having to do with relationship. We get the tree, beautiful, as above so below. Got another tree here. Choices. So you have choices here, Sag. We got the tower. Again, tower is different in Lenormand. Tower has to do with institutions of support. Now, it can also indicate the institution of marriage. So if there's something, some of you may be in a space of deciding, making a decision that, you know, you're looking back on the past and you're realizing that something is so deeply troubling you about the relationship, and you're not able to feel the sense of internal peace while having this external experience with this person, and you're faced with the choice, should I stay or should I go? And the issue could, the end result could, for some of you, be the decision to get a divorce. For others of you, it could be this idea of dealing with these past emotions. It's deeply troubling you. You have to acknowledge and have the conversation about how it is that you guys feel. You know, that something doesn't make you feel good. You don't feel safe or secure in something. You're not feeling loved. You don't feel trust. You don't feel connected in the way that you would like. So there's going to be this choice presented. You might be giving somebody an ultimatum. They might be giving it to you, where it's like, look, what are we doing? Are we going to stay together? We're going to break up? We're going to get married? We're not. What are we doing? We're going to move in together? We're not going to move in together. What are we doing? So obviously, if it is getting married, that would be the institution here. For others of you, like, you know, if you're breaking up and like money is an issue here because of finances, the tower could absolutely be some sort of social services coming in to help you out, you know, where there's just this help or this calling in the institution, right? I mean, marriage is not actually like a building that we go to, right? But it's considered the institution of marriage, or the, you know, entering into it or leaving it, something like that, having to do with relationship. But it's kind of a make or break energy, I do feel like, for many of you. Yeah. Okay, so let's pull some tarot now. Pull the Crystal Visions tarot. There. Six of Pentacles. Six of Pentacles popped out, but I'm not taking it. to the Celtic cross. It's happening now. Two of Pentacles. So two choices, weighing options. You had the choices in Lenormand. This is what choices here. Should I stay or should I go? Should I go with this person, that one? Should I stay single? Should I get into that relationship? Should I get out of this relationship and be single for a while? You know, but there's this, it's kind of like a multitasking, weighing kind of energy, right? It's kind of weighing on you, right? Now, what is affecting you for good or for better or for worse is the Ten of Pentacles in the reverse. So for some of you, this could indicate family conflict. For some of you, this could indicate that you're feeling very lonely right now. So, you know, particularly for those of you who are maybe in a space of marriage right now, this situation that's going on with you is inciting a lot of family conflict, at the same time feeling quite lonely, okay? And we have the crowning energy is the Knight of Pentacles in reverse. So you may be dealing with a very stubborn person, somebody who doesn't want to work, somebody who's rather, you know, for lack of a better term, lazy. This could definitely be an energy that's inflecting you right now. It could be you, Sag, but this could be an energy that you're dealing with, somebody who's maybe not working, not doing anything. And that could be the issue that's bothering you in the mouse energy. Or maybe they are, maybe they're underemployed, maybe they're employed differently, but there's where you're not feeling that sense of camaraderie that you really want to feel, right, within the connection. Now, for those of you who are not with anybody right now, it does seem like you're going to have a couple of options. You're going to need to make a choice. But as you're making a choice, you're also recognizing that some of you might be dealing with other things on a personal front. Money might be an issue for you, and that might be inflecting your desire to get into a relationship. Maybe you're dealing with some sort of foreclosure or some sort of bankruptcy, some sort of debt, some sort of money situation that's making you feel a little hesitant about getting involved in a new relationship. You know, this could definitely be, you know, something having to do with money. Now, you could be stubborn about it, or somebody could be stubborn about it, or maybe somebody is not working and you're identifying that this person that you're looking to get into a relationship with actually kind of want to just be taken care of, and this could be an issue for you. So let's see what's happening in the recent past. We have the Tower reverse again. Okay, so the Tower reverse, yeah, again, this is about this idea of oppression and a disaster averted. But there being this fear of change. So this is the kind of energy where it's like we stay in things way past the expiration date, and we all do it sometimes. Everybody. I mean, you know, unless you're, you know, a psychopath, you know, people don't generally just like leave the first sighting of there being an issue. But it's usually the kind of thing where it's like, if I'm really honest with myself, it was really over back then or whatever, right? So this is in the recent past. Definitely something it does seem like, you know, you were feeling oppressed. There was this fear of change, but it does seem like something is definitely coming apart or has fallen apart. Now, beneath this, the history that contributes to the situation. Now, this is where it gets a little interesting to me, because now we have the Eight of Wands, which is a very positive card. And this is some sort of positive information coming in that incites very quick change. So some sort of news coming in, somebody reaching out to you. So Sag, maybe somebody from the past reached out to you. It could be where you're realizing that you're just so unhappy in what it is that you're in, that you're wanting to go with this other person. For others of you, the information coming in ends up being a good thing for the overall trajectory of your life, but you find out something negative about the person that you've been involved with. For others of you, this opportunity comes in that you really want to take, really want to hop on, but the person that you're involved with is not being very supportive. You know, this news coming in, maybe if it has to do with your business and they are not on board with you, it's more like they're serving to drag you down in one way or another. That, you know, because a lot of times the readings can kind of inflect each other in that way. Anything like that, though, but we have this idea of news coming in and inciting some sort of change. Now, let's see what the near future. The near future in reverse, we have the Nine of Cups in reverse. So this does indicate laziness, looking for quick results, being kind of greedy, Being kind of greedy. Nine of Cups in reverse can also indicate, you want to watch your health. It could indicate some weight gain there as well. But yeah, it's this idea of feeling rather, I want what I want when I want it kind of thing. Doesn't have to be you. This could be an energy that you're dealing with. Somebody who's just very, very kind of greedy about the way they want the relationship to be on their own terms. They're not willing to meet you halfway. Maybe you're not willing to meet them halfway. You can both kind of be acting like this, right? I mean, keeping it real for sure. So let's see what your attitude and perspective is right now. Is the Seven of Wands. You're in a space where you feel like you have to defend yourself. Now, some of you might be feeling like you have to defend yourself against either a rivalrous connection within your relationship, or some of you might feel like you have to defend yourself against your partner's past, dealing with somebody's ex, dealing with somebody, the ghosts of somebody's ex kind of thing. And you're in the space of feeling like you need to defend yourself, and you just really, really don't want to do that. Now, the opinion of those surrounding you, those close to you, we have the Ace of Pentacles in reverse. So this is their people surrounding you are looking at the situation and just saying greed, 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 stressing out about money, stressing out about debt. So I do feel like money is some sort of inflection here. Either somebody wants too much of it from you, they're too dependent on you, and the people in your life see that, that somebody's taking advantage of you. This could be you doing it to somebody else. Remember, the energies could always be vice versa. Now, if Pentacles doesn't mean that, and it means mental, physical, emotional connection, people around you who care about you are identifying that whatever it is that you've been in, the connection is gone. Is not a good connection, and they're identifying it. So they might be saying like, Sag, listen, it's better that you end it, because it's not good for you. It's putting cement shoes on you. You're not going to be happy in the long run. The deal, right? Now your inner emotions. Look at this. We have the World. Listen, you learned your lesson, my friend. That's it. You learned your lesson. It's the World. Hard lesson, because the World is Saturn. But the thing is, once you learn the lesson with the World, and the reason the World is the most positive card in the deck is because the blessings of Saturn, once you go through that lesson, last decades and decades long. So you learned your lesson, and you are very ready to move on and be happy and be free. And we have the Hermit Reverse, though, as the final outcome energy. So this is, you're very lonely right now, isolated, and you want to be careful that you're not going to repeat a past mistake. That you're not going to allow yourself to be stuck in something, Sag. As that's what the Hermit Reverse is. You learned your mistake, but I feel like for many of you, this idea of fear of change, fear of cutting that cord for that last time, just really cleansing your soul of that person is just so scary that you may end up in this space where you two things at once. You're very lonely and isolated, right? And repeating these past mistakes, but at the same time, you're afraid of that change. So that's a very challenging energy to be in. And look, I'm sorry, like that you guys are just the south node of the moon right now for the next year and a half. And there's going to be a lot of karma that's burning off and a lot of change. And the thing is, the nodal energies aren't always, they're not bad necessarily. They're not. It's only when we're really not in the place that we're meant to be in, that's the gift and the challenge of the nodal, you having any kind of nodal energy inflecting either a nodal return or your sign, especially in the south node. Because that's where it's like, if you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing, things will be taken away in order to bring you on a path that's better meant for you. So if relationships have not been very strong for you, there's something that you need to energetically break away from in order to bring yourself into a healthier space. And I do feel like the same thing for your career. So I definitely feel like you guys are really experiencing this in a very deep level, very deep, right? Because this is affecting your 6th house and your 12th house, right? And so it's like this, your subconscious is poking at you saying like, you can't stay in this anymore, but how do you get out of it? keeping it real, like on a day-to-day. How do you do it? So that's what's going to be, you're going to be going through this process right now of shedding your skin, right, in this new way. All right. Okay, so why don't we pull a couple of oracles and see messages we get here. Snake. Competition, enemy, clever, malicious, looking over your shoulder, the other woman. Phoenix, a new phase, rekindle, renew, transform, growth, changed mind. Self-indulgence, focusing on self, self-worth, time to heal, shadow work, self-appreciation. Doing work, transforming, growing, ascending, transcending obstacles, learning, expansion, new phase, preparing for a new union. So it does tell me on a soul level, your soul is looking for something new. And that happens a lot when we have the south node of the moon in our sun rising, especially our moon sign or our nodal return. Double whammy if you're a Sagittarius, any of those signs, plus you're a Sagittarius natally, south node. If you guys are one of those, let me know in the comments. I'm just curious to see what's going on. We have sexual union, honor the place in one another where you are one eternal soul, for there you will find true bliss. I feel like you're meeting somebody really good. If you could do anything, what would it be? The answer dwells in your heart, not in your mind, for the heart is the gateway to the soul. Power, you instinctively know what is right for you, and you have the power to say no or to walk away at any time. And I leave you with that. And I leave you with that, right? It's going to resonate a little different for each of you, but that is what I have for you, my friends. I hope this was helpful in some way. Thank you so much for spending some time with me. You guys have a fabulous week, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.